Yeah, I went to a hot yoga one time, and I literally threw up in the parking lot. I was in there, it made me sick, and I'd eaten, whatever.
Actually,
I guess you shouldn't eat. And
I think they do it at 104. I think it's 104 degrees. Bikram yoga also follows a sequence of 26 postures. Students improve flexibility and circulation through this sequence. With the high temperatures, allow them to enter each posture more easily. The poses were chosen from Chudhuri, from classic Hatha poses designed to systematically move fresh oxygenated blood to 100% of your body to each organ and fiber. So it was him? He came up with this sequence?
I think he hacked it, right? I think he hacked it.
I'm not finding anything that says he didn't.
Because he made a bunch of claims about winning yoga tournaments in this country, and they're like, we don't have yoga tournaments in this country. So
it's a yoga kumite. They meet in the woods.
Yeah.
The yoga to death. Okay, Hatha yoga studio practice different types of yoga. Most studios try to keep their hot yoga classes anywhere from a balmy 75 degrees to a steamy 95 degrees. The elevated temperature help you. I think they do 104. Okay.
Just explain this.
Here it goes.
Place, yeah.
Since we practice Bikram yoga, our goal is to replicate the environment found in southern India. Our yoga teachers set the thermostats from 103 to 108 degrees. Let's go. Now that's hot yoga.
That's what Tony does, right? He does that every week.
Yeah.
So Pink Floyd music.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, he says it's a really good class. But he loves doing that hot yoga. It keeps Tony normal. It helps him with his little evil brain.
Yeah.
His evil brain needs a touch of the divine.
Yeah.
He needs to be connected.
I love him to death.
Oh, he's the best.
He sold out Madison Square Garden in 3 hours.
2 Madison Square Gardens. They're killing the game. They deserve everything they're getting. It's
you know what?
Fantastic show.
And that just, when he came up with that idea, that didn't sound like a good idea to anybody, I don't think. That we're going to get guys that suck for sure, and they're going to do a minute, and we're going to make fun of them or whatever, try to help them, or but it's such an engaging, amazingly great idea. And,
well, you know what it is? It's an idea that was developed entirely by Tony and Red Band together over years. So Tony comes up with the idea. He partners together with Red Band. They figure out how to do this slowly over years. So they're doing it in the belly room of the Comedy Store in front of like 50 fucking people. There's no one there in the beginning. They're doing from that to selling out Madison Square Garden in 3 hours in like 10 years.
Right. Yeah, you can question it all you want to, but
if you leave a great comic alone and let him come up with his own thing, and then figure out. No one's better at hosting a show than that guy.
He's into wrestling, so everything he announces, it's hard to follow the fucking credits that he gives you when he brings you on stage in that thing. If you're one of his regulars, you're going to think this guy sold out 3 nights at Madison Square Garden. You got to go follow that intro.
Right.
But, nobody could do it, and nobody else could do it but him.
He's so quick. He's so quick with, like, roast lines. Like, when him and David Lucas go at it, I swear, I don't think I ever laugh harder in life. When him and David, there's some videos of him and David Lucas going at it where I'm red like a grape and I can't breathe because I haven't taken in a breath in 30 seconds. I'm just laughing. I'm just dying. They're so good at going back and forth with each other. They're so good. There's a shit ton of videos. We don't have to play any of them. But if people are interested, there's a shit ton of videos online of Tony and David Lucas. If you wanted to do another podcast, the podcast is him and David Lucas just talking shit and reading the news. I'm like, you two get together and just talk shit about the news and start ragging on each other. It would be immensely popular.
Right.
Immensely popular. Those two dudes have magic together. There's something about those two characters when they get together and start talking shit to each other. And they're both laughing when they get each other. There's no hard feelings at all.
Right. None at all. None at all.
When Tony gets David hard, David is the hardest laugher in the room. He's laughing harder than anybody, and he's enjoying it. He doesn't feel bad at all, not even a smidgen, and neither does Tony. When David gets Tony and Tony goes, "You son of a bitch."
Yeah, you son of a bitch. You got me, this son of a bitch.
It's amazing because it's just such a well-oiled machine. It's just been running so smooth for so long. And then the New Year shows just took them to a totally different level. Having Jelly Roll come out there and sing to open up the show. And I tell everybody, it's the cornerstone of stand-up comedy in Austin. It's the cornerstone because it's a place where people can get their first time ever on stage, and you can do it in front of 1 million people.
Yeah.